Well, I tipped all Welsh regions to win last weekend, didn't I? Even though there were some tough away games, but the Scarlets were the ones that let me down, unfortunately, up in Edinburgh. But there were some good performances from the weekend. And the Welsh regions, particularly the Blues and the Ospreys, are in a good place at the moment. Could do better, both Scarlets and Dragons. Massive game already, only 2 games in. We've got Blues and Glasgow already unbeaten. Fantastic win last week against Leinster for Glasgow. Tommy Seymour getting some great tries already on a Lions watch, probably on the radar of Warren Gatland. But the Blues had a great win out in Munster. It's a difficult place to go, as I know, and I think Danny Wilson and his men got the recipe right. This week, obviously Glasgow are in form. They play fantastic rugby. Going to the Arms Park on a great pitch. It could be the game of the week. So I'm expecting a high-scoring game, but I do fancy the Blues to win it. Well, over at Ravenhill or the Kingspan Stadium in Belfast is where I'll be on Friday night. I'm commentating for BBC Scrum 5 Live, so I'm really looking forward to that. Probably going to catch up with Tommy Bowe. And it's a tough one for the Scarlets. Again, Ulster are traditionally a very good side and a playoff team, so this is a tough game, a big crowd. And when I took teams over there, especially the Ospreys, then we look for a smash and grab, stay in the game with maybe 10-15 minutes to go and force the issue on Ulster. I'm not so sure the Scarlets have that at the moment in their midst up front, but I do expect an improved performance from the Scarlets. So a close game, but Ulster to run out winners. I'm probably going to broadcast a Periscope there around about 6:30, so tune into that one, and I'll try and get on the pitch and interview some of the players. Well, the Dragons scraped through at home, Rodney Parade last week, 11-6 to Zebre, who are going to struggle again this year. So I think this is going to be a tough game for Kingsley Jones's men. Munster are a good team, well coached by Rassie Erasmus, and they'll come off the back of losing at home last week to the Blues. So I think a tough afternoon on Saturday afternoon for Dragons, and Munster to take that one, unfortunately. Well, what another brilliant performance from the Ospreys, led by Rhys Webb, probably man of the match, couple of tries, and he's looking on fire. But the Ospreys are too. To go to the champions, Galway, and win like they did, get another bonus point, speaks volumes for Steve Tandy's men. They come home again, they play Treviso, who haven't won yet this season. We know will be in the bottom half, and I expect another bonus point win for the West Wales men. And that will be 3 from 3, top of the league. Stark contrast to last year, and off to a great start. I'll be commentating on the red button on that one too. Well, the Connacht, last year's champions, they'll need to pick up, playing against Zebre. They need desperately a win down at the bottom of the league. They're almost like the Leicester City of the Pro 12 at the moment, aren't they? But and Leinster, with Stuart Lancaster, interesting appointment last week coming onto their coaching staff. They'll be looking to bounce back after Glasgow. So some interesting games elsewhere at the top of the league as well. Well, there were impressive wins last week for Saracens and Wasps again in the Aviva Premiership, and it's another set of tough encounters this weekend. On Friday night, Sale take on Gloucester, and James Hook from Port Talbot himself hasn't been selected to start for Gloucester yet this season. They travel to Sale, who are on a little bit of form, and Mike Phillips, their new signing, is enjoying himself up north. On Saturday, Bath had a record win last week at home against Newcastle, and I expect them to do the same against the Worcester Warriors at home. And Exeter Chiefs find themselves bottom, unusually, of the Aviva Premiership, but I think will beat Harlequins, who have started poorly. And Saracens, the reigning champions, even though they take on Northampton Saints, who got a bonus point win at Bristol last week, I think will overcome them and maintain their lead at the top. On Sunday, Wasps, Di Young's team, they really are in form. Christian Wade on the wing, looking on fire, and they'll just have way too much for Bristol, who were promoted last year. And Leicester Tigers aren't having it all their own way and travel to Newcastle on Sunday, but I think they'll just have too much for them. There's my predictions for this weekend. Don't forget, I'll be commentating on Scrum 5 Live on Friday night, Ulster against the Scarlets, and then on the red button on Saturday as the Ospreys take on Treviso.